Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as some of you may or may not know, I'm just back from my holidays. So recently I was in Poland and I obviously done some shopping in Sephora. But yeah, I'm going to be doing a Sephora haul today. It has been quite some time since I've done a makeup haul. I think my last makeup haul was Christmas actually, but because over here in Ireland and the UK we don't have a Sephora, I think the closest Sephora to us is France, and we don't even have like a UK website or anything. I think again, if we want to buy or purchase something off Sephora website, it's the French Sephora website. Obviously you can translate it, so anytime I do go to a country where there is a Sephora, damage is always done. And I'm never sorry. So I was in Poland and this is my second time in Poland. I just came home yesterday. I'm so happy to be home. Like, I'm honestly so happy. As much as I love traveling and getting away and going to different countries, as soon as I touched down in Belfast airport, I'm loving life again. I just feel like I'm home. Like, honestly, there is no place like home. Like, I'm such a homebody. I did get obviously quite a few products in this Sephora. I didn't go as crazy as I went last year. Poland is relatively cheap, depending on what way you look at it. I personally do not find it cheap at all. But for the makeup in my opinion is so expensive. So I'm just going to stop rambling and just get into it. So I also have my receipts here. If you're not interested in this bit, you can just skip forward. But I just kind of thought that I would let you know how much all of these products came to, just to give you a fair idea about how expensive, in my opinion, the makeup can be. So I did go into the Sephora twice. The first time I just went in to give myself a bit of a rough idea on what they had and what I wanted, because I knew that if I went in the first time, and that was whenever I was intending on buying stuff, I could have spent at least 2 hours there, and I'm not joking. The second time we went in, I was literally finished inside like 15-20 minutes and I was ready to go to the checkout. So I did end up going to the checkout 3 different times because I did have quite a few items in my basket, and there was also quite a few items that I wasn't too sure about whether I would want to buy or not, because as I say, they were expensive. The first time I went to the checkout, it came to 747 zloty. I spent £150, let's just say. The second time I went up, Kyle bought me this product and it was 115 zloty. Not too sure how much that is. And then the third time I went up, I spent 414 zloty on 2 items. So that kind of just gives you a fair idea in your head how much you are actually intending and spending. Obviously, as I say, you know, like 747 zloty sounds like such a lot of money, and like that's why I can't get my head around it, because to me that is a lot of money. If it's converted into pounds, it's only £150. But as soon as I walked in, I seen Fenty Beauty and I was like, boom! Bingo, yes. The first thing I kind of gravitated towards was the Fenty Beauty setting powder, and I honestly didn't realise like the packaging was so big. Obviously in the wonderful world of YouTube, I have seen this being used by numerous of YouTubers and stuff, and I have seen quite a lot of positive feedback to it, so I was obviously wanting to try that for myself. This is the Fenty Beauty Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. There is quite a good colour selection within these powders, but the 2 powders that I was kind of wanting to try out for my skin tone was either the lavender shade or the butter shade. Initially I was wanting to get the lavender shade, but unfortunately there wasn't any in stock, so I ended up getting the butter shade, and this was the last one, so obviously it was meant to be. Not being shady with this or anything, I'm just being 100% honest and myself, but I'm actually not a fan of Fenty Beauty's packaging. I just find it very boring, but I actually quite like this. It's the fact that it's kind of like a rose gold lid, and I kind of like the style of the packaging. The other packaging where it's just white, it's like, really, Rihanna? That wee thing to like protect the powder or something. And then I noticed it also comes with this wee thing here, so it kind of goes into there once you actually have it open. I'm actually going to try a wee bit of the powder just to actually see what it feels like and how fine and stuff it is. Yes, hello camera, it's me again. I swear to God, I was only filming for like 5 minutes and my camera overheated. Like seriously. Can you not? But yeah, this powder feels absolutely amazing. It just feels so soft and it literally just feels really, really creamy. You can kind of see it on my fingers even though I have been blending it in quite a bit. So that's kind of giving me the impression that it's going to have a slight bit of coverage to it as well and really highlight the under eyes and stuff, which I'm actually really excited about. I want to do a full face first impressions of high-end makeup and a full face first impressions of drugstore makeup. So everything that I have purchased in today's haul I probably will do in a first impressions video. I'm really excited to try that. Whether I like this or not, I probably might not, I'm not too sure, repurchase the lavender shade in this, but it just depends how I like it and see how we go. And if it is brightening enough under the eyes, because that's where I like to have my brightness whenever I'm baking and setting and stuff, I might just keep this one and this one I'll just do. I also got the Killawatt Freestyle Highlight Duo. So this is Mean Money and Hustler Baby. I haven't even swatched any of these yet, so this one seems very subtle. That even nearly looks like a setting powder with a bit of sheen to it, it's that subtle. This one is obviously more of a highlight shade that I would go for. The formula seems actually quite nice and it kind of feels very creamy and buttery. Slightly like the Colourpop formula, but not as much, obviously more powdery. So that's just what it doesn't look like there. I'm like the worst swatcher ever, like what even? I will have to give this a go on the skin. I just hope that it isn't too dark for my skin tone, because now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of like, because it kind of looks a wee bit duochrome, like in this direction. Like whenever I'm looking at it here, it kind of looks pink, and then it goes to like a peach gold, kind of like a champagne peachy tone. These are obviously the type of products that you can use, I would say, anywhere on the body, like your body, your eyes, and obviously your face and stuff. So that's kind of the good thing about highlighters and powder products. It can be very versatile. Then we have a bronzer. So this is the Marc Jacobs Mega Bronzer Coconut Perfect Tan Bronzer, and this is in the shade 104 Tantastic. I've just heard quite a lot of people talking about this bronzer on YouTube, obviously. Like, what would we do without the world of YouTube? You know, like, how much money would we save if it wasn't for YouTube? Like, most of these products I bought because I've seen them on YouTube. It's awful. This is the packaging. This is actually my, no, it's not my first Marc Jacobs product. I have the foundation, which is amazing. This was definitely one of those products that I really splashed out on. So it just kind of comes with this like plastic like cover, and then it has the Marc Jacobs logo on it. And this bronzer smells absolutely amazing. It just smells like holidays. So there was two shades whenever I was selecting this bronzer, and they were very similar, so it was just kind of like a, you know, just pick one and just go. So I'm really excited to try this bronzer. Hopefully it is nice. I never really have too many problems with bronzers. I just kind of hope that it isn't too orange or warm toned. Back to Fenty Beauty, we have another bronzer. So here's a little story. The first time we went into the Sephora, they didn't actually have these sitting out. So the second time we went in, they had the new bronzers and they had the new body lavas, which I was so tempted to buy because they looked absolutely amazing in person, I swear to God. I have seen these floating around Instagram and stuff, like Trend Mood, you know, all the makeup gossip pages and stuff, and just pages that are introducing new makeup releases, and I personally thought that this was a face setting powder. Reason being is because obviously Rihanna came out with the loose setting powder. I thought this was a pressed setting powder. On the Sephora display, they were all sitting open, and I was like, why are they all very dark? Obviously I wasn't pissed because it's about time that we see colours and shades that are dark, but I was like, so I picked the lightest shade, which I think is the lightest shade, which is In the Sun, and I was kind of thinking, yeah, I'll get it. I'll use it as a face setting powder, such as the outer perimeter of my face to set my actual foundation, not necessarily on my under eyes and stuff because it's too dark. Until I got back to the hotel and I was reading it, and it is the Sunstalker Instant Warmth Bronzer. This is the mistake that I always make. I just lift things without even looking at the price or even what they are. I have issues. I have to say, I will give it to her this time. I like this packaging because it's not boring and white. This actually looks pretty damn perfect for me. Not too sure how it's looking on camera, but in person this does look perfect. Whenever I have days where I'm not fake tanned, this is going to be such a beautiful, beautiful bronzer on me. In days where I am fake tanned, this is going to be a beautiful contour shade slash bronzer. So either way, whether I'm tanned or not, I honestly do think I did quite good. I just give it a wee swatchy paints. Yeah, it does seem quite nice. And obviously with it being a bronzer, I can build it up, I can have it subtle. Obviously I do like to have my bronzer built up, but yeah, it's going to be nice to have that choice, and I do actually think that this is going to be a really, really good colour. Next up, I got a blush, and this was from the Sephora own brand. This is in the shade Fascinated in number 29. The reason I got this is because it's a beautiful shade. I absolutely love this shade. It's very, very different. This is one thing I'm kind of looking for now in blushes. Obviously a long, long time ago I would not have wore blush. It is a step in my makeup routine at the minute that I cannot not do. Which is crazy. I didn't think that I was ever going to be a blush girl, but here we are, I'm buying blushes. So I'm always now on the lookout for really unique, different shades of blushes that I don't necessarily have in my collection. And this was one of them. I preferably do prefer a blush that is slightly less pigmented, because it is a blush I do not like to be very, very heavy handed first go. I kind of like to have the choice whether I want to build it up or not. Next up, I got something from Anastasia Beverly Hills. This is their new Dip Brow Gel, and I got mine in the shade Blonde. This is a highly pigmented waterproof brow gel featuring long-lasting formula for creating fuller and defined brows. Usually I do kind of prefer a brow gel or brow setter that is clear and dries clear, but I don't know, I just kind of thought that this would be quite nice to try. Again, I bought this because I've seen a lot of people using it on YouTube and stuff. I've heard slightly mixed reviews, but yeah, I'm actually really excited to try this because Anastasia brow products are, in my opinion, the best. Quite a lot of people love Benefit brow products, whereas I'm just... no, it's a no from me. We have a product from Nars. So this is their Super Radiant Booster. I purposely went to the Nars counter to actually see if they had this, because I think it was Jamie Genevieve that I seen using this, and it just honestly looked absolutely beautiful. So this is in the shade Ilosa Rosa. Probably butchering that, but oh well. So this is kind of just like an illuminating primer. It's just kind of like a base to apply to your skin under foundation, or under foundation, below foundation, or you can use this alone for just like a radiant glow to the skin. So I'm just going to put a wee dollop of it on my hand. It's not as intense as I was expecting it to be, but it is very, very nice. You probably could use this under your foundation just to customize the foundation, just to give yourself an all over luminous glow. So very excited to try that. Next up, we got something else from Anastasia, and this was one of those items that I had to go back for the second time because I wasn't too sure whether to splash out and buy it or not. I got the Anastasia Riviera palette. I had to. I absolutely had to. This has been one of the palettes from Anastasia that they have brought out recently that I've been like, yes, I will go out and I will purchase that. The past few palettes, they're really, really nice. They're absolutely beautiful palettes, don't get me wrong, but they're just, I wouldn't necessarily go out of my way to actually purchase them, whereas with this one I just really thought it was just a very, very unique. I absolutely love the packaging of it. It just looks very, very summery and sea-like, beach-like, I don't know. In terms of eyeshadow palettes, what hasn't been done? You know, we have the Jeffree Star palettes, you know, we have the Blue Blood palette, we have the Red Blood palette, or the Blood palette, what the fuck is that palette even called, the red one? You know, everything has been done with palettes. There is very little you can do in the makeup world these days to actually make a palette unique and very appealing, but I don't know, this palette really appealed to me. I think it's because you do have your really, really bright neon shades for the summer, obviously, but you obviously still have these shades here that are more subtle and neutral, and then you have your shimmer shades and then your bright matte shades. Like you have a bright pink, you have a bright purple. Obviously I was like swatching it in the shop and I was like, ah, oh. So that is the shade Mediterranean. Ooh. Then that's the shade Inheritance. Seaside. The blue one, that's really pretty as well, which is called Seychelles. Whatever. I don't actually know if it's because I went really ham, but they're quite crumbly. I must actually check and see if they are like a pressed pigment. Yeah, they're eyeshadows and pressed pigments. Okay, that must be why they must be a wee bit crumbly. But yeah, the pigmentation is definitely there. They're really, really intense. They're absolutely beautiful. The two matte shades I'm going to swatch are Bahamas and Cannes. Look at that though. Like that is literally like a neon pink. I'm not even too sure if it's actually picking up on camera or not, but in person that just looks absolutely incredible. I have two more items. This is the Too Faced Better Than Sex and Diamonds limited edition mascara. So it's just the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, but it just has the wee diamonds in through and around it. So I did first see this mascara on ShanXO's YouTube channel, and oh my god, I've never wanted to receive a PR package so much in all my life. I did not know that you could actually buy it, and I think this is going to be one of these mascaras that I'm actually not wanting to ever bin. I have tried the Better Than Sex mascara before, but it was the wee mini sample and it was the waterproof one. It was okay, but because it was waterproof it was a bit of a bitch to actually remove, so I'm actually looking forward to actually trying just the normal one to see if there's any difference. I did like the wand, I did like how it made my lashes look. I've said this many times before, I can't really give like too much of an opinion on a mascara because in a way I don't care because I'm putting false lashes on anyway, but that doesn't mean that I cannot appreciate a really cute ass mascara whenever I see one. Last but not least, we have a lipstick, and I'm actually really surprised that I didn't actually purchase more lip products because lip products is kind of my thing. Well, kind of was my thing, but now I'm more into like face products. I really get horny now over loose setting powders, primers, concealers, all that stuff. Sephora actually has their own brand of bullet lipsticks, and they actually come in this wee cardboard like packaging. So they now have a new collection and it's kind of like a Barbie collection. So this is in the shade 26 and this is a matte lipstick. So as you can see, this is from the Barbie range and this is a bright red. Honestly, it is so beautiful. Although the lipstick itself, like the texture on it, it's so weird. Do you ever see those videos on Snapchat where it's those like satisfying videos, satisfying enough Snapchat, and they get these people that are cutting up sand? They are so satisfying though. That is honestly what this lipstick looks like. But we're swatching it, we're swatching it. So for a matte that is so creamy, so I'll do one swatch. So that's one layer. That was quite a few there, as you've seen. It's actually not as red as I kind of wanted it to be. It kind of has a pink undertone, whereas I prefer like a blue undertone red lipstick. That is a very, very creamy for a matte lipstick. I am very, very impressed. Well done, Sephora. So it should be quite interesting to see how this actually wears. It doesn't necessarily look or dry down to a matte. We'll see. We'll see how it looks on the lips. Obviously, as you can see, it does transfer as well. So this is everything that I got in this haul. Obviously, as I was saying, I honestly didn't get as much as what I got last year, but I think everything that I got this year was things that I was genuinely really wanting. I didn't buy anything for the sake of buying it. I kind of need to get out of that rhythm of doing stuff like that. I sometimes find that I have some serious issues. I hope you guys all enjoyed this video. It feels so good to be actually back and working and filming again. And I know some people might be thinking like, you are a nut job, like seriously, but I love coming home from holidays. I love going on holidays, but coming home is the best. I don't know, it's so weird. I just love my wee country. So thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to follow me on Snapchat, Instagram and Twitter. There will be linked listed down below in the description box, and I hope to see you on my next video.